In this video then, I'm going to talk about confirmation statement, also give you a demonstration about how you can submit yours. Firstly then, what is a confirmation statement? Okay, very simply, it's an annual confirmatory check conducted by you, the director, or your accountant on your behalf. And it basically gives an update as to make sure that all the information that is held by Companies House is correct and accurate as at the time that you make the submission of the confirmation statement. So some of the detail you need to check then is details of your registered office, details of the directors, details of any secretaries, details of any addresses where you keep your records, and your statement of capital and shareholder information. Okay, the final thing you're going to need to check is your standard industrial classification code, which is basically a code which tells Companies House what your company does, and details of persons with significant control, basically the people who control the company. The final recent update is that you're going to need to provide a registered email address for your company, so Companies House can have that on account. Okay, this is a new requirement which has recently emerged. When do you need to submit your confirmation statement? Okay, essentially it's 12 months after the time you register your company, or thereafter 12 months after the previous time you've submitted a confirmation statement. Once the date comes, you've basically got a 14-day window then to submit your confirmation statement. Okay, if you don't submit your confirmation statement, then technically your company can be struck off the company's register, and also you can receive a £5,000 fine. Okay, I've never actually seen someone receive this fine, but in theory it is something that could happen, so you just need to make sure you submit your confirmation statement as required. Okay, next thing then, how do you submit your confirmation statement? It's really straightforward. It can be done online using the Companies House online filing system. You can also use your accountant to submit on your behalf. Importantly, from the 13th of October, there's a new requirement which is going to mean that you're going to have to submit online using the .gov1 login page, which is a new requirement, which is linked to a new requirement for directors to conduct identification verification. I've got a separate video which is in the description which talks more about this and gives you more information about how to complete it. But essentially from October there'll be a new way to log in, but in terms of the processes for submitting your confirmation statement, they shouldn't really very much change. Okay, you're going to need some information to hand in order to submit your confirmation statement. Firstly then, the company's registration number. You'll have received this when you set up your company. You can also go on the Companies House, find information of companies, put in your details of your company, and you'll be able to see online this number if you don't have it to hand. Next thing you're going to require is an authentication code. This is a 6-digit alphanumeric code, which again you receive when you set up your company. This number is needed for things like confirmation statement submission, but also when you submit your accounts. So it's a really important number to make sure you look after it. Okay, the final thing you're going to need then is unfortunately some money. It's going to cost £34 to do an online submission. It did cost £13 until quite recently, but Companies House have put it up, and so yeah, you're going to have to be prepared to pay. You can use either PayPal or a credit or debit card to do this. Okay, so what I'm going to do now then is I'm going to show you a demonstration about how you can submit your confirmation statement. The first thing there is to go to the relevant .gov page. I've got a link to this in the description. Importantly, it points out at the start that how we sign in is going to change in the next few days from now. So we're recording in September, and from the 13th of October you're going to need to sign in using a gov.uk1 login page. That's all part of a new change that's going to require directors of companies to conduct identification verification. I've got a separate video to this which I've linked in the description so you can get more information, but essentially the way you log in to conduct your confirmation statement is going to change slightly in the coming weeks. Okay, if we scroll down to the bottom, then I'm going to click sign in. If you don't already have an account, then you need to click create a new account. From there, it's going to give you some details that you're going to have to submit before setting up your account. Okay, so I'm going to assume you've just conducted that yourself, and now we're going to sign in. What will happen then is we're going to receive a security code from our related email address, which we now can copy and include in here. Once we've done that, then it's going to ask us details about our mobile phone number, I don't particularly want to give Companies House my mobile phone number, and there's no requirement to, so we're going to click skip. And then it's going to talk about the confirmation statement service. We're going to click in web filing here. Okay, in order to log in any further, we're going to need details of our company's registration number and what country we registered the company in. So the company's number, if you don't know it, you can click on Companies House, find information about your company, and just literally click your company name. It will give you the detail, and you can put that number in here. But when you registered your company, you'll have been given a company registration number. So put those details in now, and then click continue. It gives you a prompt here talking about identity verification, and so that's as mentioned. I've got a separate video which is in the description, which gives you full details on what you need to do to achieve this. It's then going to give you a bit of information about your company, but importantly, what we're going to do is click Manage e-reminders. As you can see that I've already set up my given an email address to Companies House, so that every time my confirmation statement is due, it's going to send me an email. I recommend you do this as well. It's going to make life a lot easier, because otherwise you have to either remember or receive a postal reminder, which you can't always rely on. So I just make sure you get an e-reminder. That way you get an email whenever you need to submit your confirmation statement. What we're going to do now is scroll to the bottom and click File Confirmation Statement. Basically, it's going to give us a bit more information there. It's going to say it's going to take 15 minutes. It should take a lot less than that, to be honest, as long as you know the information. What we need to do in that time is check and confirm our details are up to date, and then we have to pay £34. Until recently, it was £13, so Companies House have obviously realised they've got a complete monopoly here and can charge a higher fee. I wouldn't be surprised if this fee increases in the future. It seems like an easy way for them to raise some cash. Okay, I'm going to click Start. Okay, it's going to talk about our confirmation state date. You can see that I've actually already submitted mine quite recently, so I don't need to do one now, but I'm just going to show you how you do it. First question then, company's trading status. Were any of the company's shares admitted to trading on a market? So that's basically if your company has become a listed company with shares on a stock exchange. In most cases, that's going to be a simple no. Then click Next. If it's the first time you've done it recently, you're going to have to make sure you provide a registered email address. That's a new requirement from Companies House. But at this stage, because I've already done it, I'm just going to click Yes to make sure it's correct. I'm going to confirm that the registered office details are correct for my company. I'm then going to confirm that the details of the director are changed. And again, if any of this is incorrect, you're able to say no and then provide more information. So let's just try it there. So we click no. Yeah, there's basically a separate form that needs to be completed to provide details of updating company officers, and you can link to it there. In my case, it's correct. Sale, this is basically the location of where you keep your company records. And I've got company records held at a single alternative inspection location. So I'm going to make sure our standard industrial classification details are correct. And once I'm happy they're correct, I'm going to click this. If I need to add one, like a new one, I can do that, or I can remove ones which are no longer relevant. I'm going to check my statement of capital and make sure that information is correct. The number of shares that are issued and the nominal value of those shares. That isn't the market value of the shares, it's just the initial nominal value. It also gives some details of rights of the shares. And again, I'm going to check through and make sure I'm happy with that. In my case, my shares, I've paid for my shares so that there's no unpaid amount. And I'm going to click the share information is correct and that share capital details are correct. And then finally, details of my shareholding is correct. Before moving on to people with significant controls, this is basically the people who run the company who control it. It's a person who has all the voting rights and ability to make decisions in the company. It might be that you have more than one PSC. The information of my PSCs is correct, so I'm going to click yes. And then once I'm happy there, I'm going to click confirm that all this is correct, and confirm that the intended activities of the company are lawful, and then click submit. From there, then it's going to give you a prompt to then pay. So once you've submitted it, you need to then click which option you want to pay. The easiest way then, in your case, the only relevant way is by credit or debit card. Click continue, and then select whether you want to pay via PayPal or by credit or debit card. So in this case, I'll go with credit and debit card. Continue to payment. Then very simply put all your details in, and then click continue. It's then going to show you another prompt page where you just click confirm that you content to submit this statement, and then you'll get an email saying that your confirmation has been submitted, and then in slower time that it's been accepted. Okay, I hope you found the demonstration useful. If so, please remember to like and subscribe for further content. Again, I've got some more links to some of the resources I've referred to in this video, which are in the description. And just the last thing is just make sure you submit your confirmation statement on time, because your company details are available on the Companies House website. So if someone goes on there, like potentially a potential lender or some other stakeholder, if they go on there and see that your confirmation statement is overdue, it doesn't have a very good reflection on you. So make sure you submit it on time and sign up for email reminders